Yes, good morning once more. We are on working session number 7. So it has been a journey, and I am happy that now we are going to generate the code groups and code categories. My name is Tony Majila, and I am the Research Training and Development Officer in the School of Interdisciplinary Research and Graduate Studies in the College of Graduate Studies, and I will be facilitating this working session with you today. As we have seen, we have started with the basics, introduction to qualitative data analysis and to Atlas. Then we moved into the intermediate phase where we integrated thematic data analysis with Atlas and provided a broader overview of Atlas. And we also did coding, which was followed by coding in Atlas TI. And today we have the codes. We now have to move to the second level of coding, generating these code categories and code groups in order to see the patterns that are coming up. And the last session that we will have will be on now developing the themes, the visualization, and in preparation of the presentation of data, discussion, and analysis in a chapter for those who are doing their dissertation thesis. For those who are doing the articles, it will be also fit to attend. And those who are in the proposal phase, I believe that you now have an idea and see how your project will look like. So this is where we left off the last week. I took a screenshot. We had 3 documents that we started to code, and we have 76 codes, 42 codes. These are 3 documents with 5 answers, short answers. So you can see the amount of work it will take you if you have maybe 12 to 15 interviews that can last to 45 minutes to 1 hour. I mean, if this 3 little transcript, half a page, we managed to generate 76 codes. So you can imagine with your academic project, usually people go up until 500 codes. Yeah, it's possible. You can go to 500 codes, but then at the end of the day, it's not about the quantity, but the quality. Having these codes attached to the quotations that you will use to present your findings and back up your story. Now let's recap a bit. We did the manual versus the Atlas, and by now you know the important steps with regards to importing your data into Atlas, either by inserting this document or the project, reading through the data and identifying meaningful segments. Those are the quotations, creating codes. I believe at this stage we know how to code, how to create the code in Atlas, and how to link this code to the quotation. One very important thing is to always remember the aim of qualitative data analysis. So you started with data collection, and this is how your raw data was. And analyzing in Atlas TI, we are moving from stage 2, 3, and 4. So this is where we are going forward and backward, trying to prepare our data, trying to create this visualization, which we will start doing today, and preparing for data analysis. And after the stages, where we have the themes and everything, you will be then ready to present your data and tell the story from this raw data. So you can see it is a long journey, and I thought maybe let me also emphasize again the time. Transcribing, generating the codes, code groups, and the themes, it takes time. So be aware, because this process can take 40 to 60% of the time that we have budgeted in terms of presenting the data. And if we do coding right, it will be easy for you to present your data, to discuss and analyze. So it takes a lot of time. And these are some of the notes that I will share with you, especially those who are doing or rather are on proposal stage, or those who are starting to code and analyze. This is a lengthy process, so make sure that you budget a lot of time so that you have you create these real expectations, with your promoter or supervisor. More notes on the content of coding and generating these code categories. So these are just for you to just be aware of the time. Now, business of the day, importance of organizing codes into code groups and code categories. So why should we now, because we have all the codes and they are aligned to the quotations. So why is it important now to go and organize the codes, groups, and the categories? Because we can just start with the write-up. So today's session will address this importance, and you will see, I believe by the end of this session, you will see how important it is to move from coding into organizing these codes, categories, and code groups. Now, I thought I should share this. We will spend more time on practical in Atlas, generating these code groups and code categories, and also trying to establish the relationship, the links between these codes. So, but I thought a bit of theory will help, especially those who are starting. So it is important because when we are categorizing the codes, we are starting to identify the patterns and the themes. So this process involves grouping related codes together, and you will see how the patterns and themes will develop. So you'll also see how, at this stage, you'll see how your data is coming up and how you will be presenting your data. Remember that this thing that I showed you. So at the end of the day, you have to tell the story. So when we are doing these code groups, already you can see how your storytelling is going to be. You will see how you can take some groups and be a foundation, some a roof. So the sequence, the order of how you can tell your story. So this is the gist of doing this code categories. And another thing is to make sure that you develop this manageable coding structure. So imagine if you have 500 or 600 codes, and there was a student who also had 900 codes. So it is difficult to really start to tell your story. So we have to bring them into manageable chunks, and so that you can be able to work on the organized structure. Another thing is it will help you to facilitate higher level analysis and interpretation. Remember with your presentation chapter, presentation of findings or results, there are three things. The first one is to present your findings. Tell us what you found out in the field, what your participants are saying. So if we have analyzed in Atlas, it will be easy for you. You will see from today, you will see how your data is going to come up. The second part is to provide a discussion. So now it's one level high order, whereby you can tell the reader, that is the examiner, people who will be reading your thesis, your dissertation, your article, on how these codes are related to each other. So you can, in your discussion, include issues like, similarities, contradictions, differences among the data among the codes, in your data. And for analysis, because usually it's discussion and analysis. So for analysis is to take this discussion, those similarities, differences, contradictions, if they are there, how language was used, depending on research design you are following, then compare it with literature reviewing. So this is very important part. It will be a very important part of your study, because now you have collected data. So we want to see how your data is aligned to the literature review. Is it confirming what the literature is saying? Is it different to what the literature is saying? And another thing is, so from here you will see what things that are new, things that are not in the literature but are coming up from your study. So you can see how data analysis is very important. And this is where you can also link it to your theoretical frameworks, those who are in education and social sciences. So by doing and categorizing this code, it will help you to facilitate this higher level analysis. And there are tools in Atlas TI that I will show you on that can help you with analysis, analyzing your data and so forth. It will also assist you to enhance the reliability and validity of the analysis. And you can go through these notes. I want to spend more time on practical, as you have suggested in your evaluation forms. It can also help you to prepare for advanced analysis techniques. That is what I was saying. And here I'm talking about co-occurrence analysis, as well as the document one. So there are some tools that can show you can pull up. For example, when we were coding one paragraph, that paragraph can be attached to several codes. So you can pull out the codes that are co-occurring together, and you can also pull out the codes and see where they are coming from, the participants or documents. So doing the coding right, coming with the code categories, it will really assist you going forward. Yes, it takes a lot of time, but then you might take less time when you are drafting the presentation of your finding if you do this one right. But also, doing this right can also help you because for those who are doing dissertation and thesis, in the case where you want to publish from your academic project, maybe after 12 months, after 2 years, if you have this project coming back again, it will be easy for you to retrieve and take results that align to maybe one objective of your study. So you can see that doing it right, it is also an investment for the future beyond passing your dissertation or thesis. And this is ultimately where it will go, helping you to communicate your findings effectively to tell your story. So a well-structured coding scheme provides a roadmap for discussing the key themes, patterns, and insights from the analysis process. Now let's move from the theory part to the practical. Yesterday, I sent those who have registered some reports just to reflect and see and remember what codes came up. And now what I will do, I will give you a small task. So what we will do, because we have all these codes, I will go into our project in Atlas TI. So we have all these codes. So I need you to identify the similar codes, the codes that we can remember when you were coding, when I was coding, we just code, but now we have to come back now and reflect and say, okay, we were just coding. So there are codes that can have a similar name, so we can match. There are codes that maybe we didn't label correctly, so we have to rename and so forth. So renaming and merging the codes, but also identifying the relationship. So I think I will provide a guideline. I will open your mic so that you can participate into making this the categories. So the first step is to make sure that we rename, we merge the code, and we will now develop this relationship, the links between this relationship. previous, I think 2-3 sessions back, I showed you how some people are doing it manually. And you can see that this color coding scheme, it helps them. And we will also do that. This is also possible in Atlas, assigning the codes, the colors to the code. So it's something that we'll also do after we have merge and rename the codes. And I think the next activity now, I will just guide you. Let's participate on developing this code. Let me go out now and go into our project in Atlas TI. Yes, so remember to-do list. What we need to do is to rename, merge, identify the links, and so forth. I have done my part on the last slide, but I just want to take you through this process, and we'll come back and compare. Okay, so we had 3 documents. Remember, we had 3 documents. All of these documents are coded. All the codes are attached to this segment, which is the quotation that we can use. So we have 3 documents with quotations, right? We have, so all these codes here that you're seeing on the left, they are 76, and I am going now to open a code manager. So this is our code manager. You can see that it is the same as all these codes: academic performance, adaptation, and so forth. But we are going now to work on this station. So while we were coding, let me also open them up. So again, it depends on how you are coding. From how I code, you could see that I was identifying challenges, but I was also making use of these semicolons to say, this is challenge, and identify the type of challenge. So it depends how you are coding, but then if I do it like this, already I can see I've already worked on the second level of coding, because now all the challenges are grouped under this bigger code. Some of you may just code lower grade, getting help as a challenge, and now at this phase, you will then have to build and merge them into challenges. No problem about it. We all code differently, but then ultimately we will tell our stories. So let me just open them a bit, and I will just give you a direction of where and how we can categorize these codes. So we had academic performance, and they were talking about how this online affected their academic performance. I was saying they were talking about academic performance. Some this online learning affected them, some not. Adaptation, these are the things that they were adapting to. Adjustment, advantages. These are the challenges. You can already see here that we have 2 challenges, so this is not right. We have to match this one into the bigger challenges. And management, how they are managing these challenges. We also, there was this comparison of virtual versus face-to-face. There were disadvantages, but look here, we have advantages on its own, but then disadvantages is not on its own. So something that we have to do and fix here. Experiences are here, followed by feelings, but under experiences, just identify something that is wrong, that doesn't belong in experiences. Maybe it belongs to other codes. I hope you can see well. The feelings are there. Just identify some of the things that we can fix under the feelings. Are we going to merge? Are we going to fix our spelling mistakes or what? Please identify those. This is the time that we have to work on these codes and develop these code categories here. You can see some of them are a bit identical. We have to fix some of these things. There was also requirements. I think the labeling may be different. Think of the label that we can attach to the requirements, because they were talking about it is important to have communication, be proactive. It is important to have self-discipline. So as researchers, requirement doesn't really sound nice. So we have to work on this and relabel. They were talking about the struggles and so forth. So let me just take you through it again, and I will just take some few hints and also where we identify the mistakes, things that we have to amend. And after we have done that, I will also share mine. Then we'll move into developing the links, the relationships, and then ultimately the groups. Another thing about this. Okay, I think what I will do, maybe let me switch everyone's mic, and then I will just open up for those who will be raising their hands. I think this can help us. Yes, I was talking about the code manager. That here you will see we have rounded, we have density, we have groups. So at the moment, there are numbers on the grounded. So these numbers represent the quotation linked to these codes. And this is another way that you can use to see which codes you are going to use, from the word go. You can see feeling it's 8, it's a bit high, so there's no way you can lift that. The experiences, but then it doesn't mean the outliers, you can just neglect them and so forth. But then it just show you how many quotations are linked to this. Then on density, you can see it's 0 now because we haven't linked any code, so there are not even any relationships. But then as soon as we form this relationship, you will see these numbers coming up. Also, again, on the groups, we haven't attached these codes to any code categories or code groups. So as soon as we've done that, you will notice our code manager will change. There will be some numbers in the density and some aspects in the group. Hello?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
hearing you.
So looking at this code, what mistakes can you see, or how can we categorize them? So do you identify any groups or any codes that we can match together?
Now, as you have said before, the challenges can be merged together.
Okay. So yes, you see challenges. When we were merging, now we have two challenges here. So this one can go into the bigger one, because you can see we have this one with 14 quotations, this one with 1. So when we are merging, and what I will request from you is that after you have made this code, make sure that you, not make sure, but then I recommend that you export your project and save it nicely as a project bundle. Because once you start to match and develop the relationship, you can make some mistakes and then it can contaminate your original data. So at this stage, if it is your first time, please go and go to File, export it as a project bundle. So when you export it, when you press this, it will ask you where you want to save this project, and you know that you have a safe project, or you can duplicate this project and work on a duplicated one. So let's work on the first one, challenges. You can see now we have two codes here, challenges. So we can take this one and merge it into the bigger challenges. So you can drag it and drop it here. Then you will have this several matches coming up, and whether you link or you want to match, at this stage we are matching, so we can move it to this bigger challenge. Then you can see it has gone there, and this challenge now is having 0. So we can delete this one. Thank you for identifying that one. Any other thing that you have noticed? Better time management skills. It's a spelling mistake, so you can right click. There will be an option for rename, and you can fix here the spelling mistake. Any other thing that you have noted?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So there is adjustment, advantages, and under advantages you can
On
see
advantage technology,
which one?
lesson exposure to values, and the next one.
Under
Is it not
advantages.
similar? Yes.
Which option is it?
The technology part, the last two.
This one, working remotely.
No, above technology. Sorry, it says telemedicine. Sorry, in telemedicine.
Or telemedicine.
And lesson. Okay. The two. Is that not similar?
Telemedicine and technology.
Yes.
It depends. If you want to do that, we can label it as technology. And when you are telling a story, then you can unpack which type of technology you are using. Or we can also have a group, a category on technology. It's fine. We'll play around with that. So I've just made a note now. And we have also challenges. And here they're talking on how to manage the challenges. And I've seen some of you who sent me their notes. They were talking of strategies. So there are better ways to replace this one on management. And I appreciate that. Working remotely, again, there are these things, disadvantages. Here I was saying we have advantages on their own, but disadvantages, they are not on their own. So if you want to make these ones on their own, falling under a bigger code, you can highlight them and right click. There will be an option where you can create the category from a code. Then we can just label them as these advantages. Then you will see automatically they are under this bigger code disadvantages. So what did I do? You just highlight this code. Remember now with with advantages. We have advantages standing on its own, but then the disadvantages, you may feel like, okay, I also want this one to stand on its own, and you can highlight them, then select new category code from selection, and just do this advantages, and you create, and yeah, you will have the subcodes under this bigger one. Another thing that I noticed now is that stressful, well, this might be under feelings. Do you agree? Maybe an experience, but then maybe it can fall rightfully under feelings. If you want to do that, if you feel that you want to leave it under experiences, you can do that. But if you feel this one falls under another code, you can just drag it, drop it, and match. Move to the feelings, it will go to feelings. As well as the frustration, it might be more than a feeling. So what you can do also, you can just drag it up, drop it to the feeling. So that is how you are merging this code. And you can see there's a lot of mistakes here, spelling mistakes, misinteraction again. So what you can do, you can do, because there's a lot of misinteractions here, 1, 2, 3. So what you can also do again, you can highlight all of them and just make another code for them. And so that's how we are measuring this thing. But you can see, even this one, stressful, stressed. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 codes that are talking to the same thing. So you can match, this one into this one. It will be advisable to fix the spelling first and just drop and drag into this one, match. The stress again, please work on the spelling first, drag and drop, and then you match. So you see now, after you have done this code, you need to come back in this code manager, work on the spellings, work on matching this code. So, okay, I don't see any hands. So what I will do now, I will go to how I have work on that. So for me, the conversation was about online learning and telemedicine. So the broader technology, and I felt that I can create the categories or group this codes into challenges, advantages, disadvantages, experiences, and feelings, as well as the struggles. So these are the codes that I have identified. And how am I going to do that now? So because there's a lot of codes, and remember I said it depends on how you are coding, but for me, from the word go, I know that when I code challenges, I have to also show what type of challenges are there. And remember, I was saying the importance also of organizing this code is to start identify these themes, these patterns. And you can see from here, they were talking about how they are managing the challenges. And like I said, some of you have said, no, Tony, here they are talking about the strategies, strategies, or rather it can also be some recommendations that, okay, when you have these challenges, then what you need to do is to make sure that you communicate, so it depends how you are going to tell your story. So For those who feel that this management, maybe they are strategies or recommendations, you can highlight them. You can either drag and drop them here. So if you drag and drop, you can do that, and you will need to form a group strategies. So these are your strategies, and what you can do, because I said for those who prefer manual, they always like these colors. So even in Atlas, you can do these colors. So for those in strategies, the management, you can see it's only one that went through. It's only one. So you can see here on the groups, it's only one. That's how I can see. So you can drag others in there. Then you'll see on the group here, strategies. And what you can do, you can right click. There will be a color code option. We can take black, the first one. Okay, so because we are grouping them together, let's give them a color black. Okay, there are also challenges. We can take challenges and make a group of challenges, drag and drop challenges. And all these challenges, we can also give them a color code. Any color will do. Any color will do. There are advantages. Advantages, you can also give them a color on their own. And I will show you why it is important to assign these colors, because for those who will be developing the network diagrams, the images, it will be easy for you to see and differentiate this through the colors. We will go into that. Disadvantages, we can also drag. Remember here, what we are doing, we are moving from a list of 76 codes and making them into a manageable chunk. These advantages. So we are moving from 76 and we can go up to, let's see, I had about 5 or 6 here. So you can see how it is going to really help you feelings. So this is how we are now creating these categories, because under feelings, we assign frustration, one on misinteraction, the stress, the surprises. So we are grouping them together based on their similarities as feelings. Already I have done this, but then if you are coding using this labels frustration, so when you come here, you will group them together and say, okay, these are feelings, so this is how we are doing the code categories. We also have struggles. You can okay, let me quickly do all of them so that you can see. I'm making the category here. I'm also changing the color, and you can see while I am moving them into these categories, you see sometimes you can make a mistake of not taking them all. So you will see under groups that, okay, you haven't assigned all of them. You can just drag and drop them. But even before, you can see under struggles is one, but here we have a lot. So just make sure you double check your codes and the numbers, and also this group here. There is one that I missed. So, okay, under struggles, we have everything. Requirements can be also, okay, let me take it the way it is. this because they were talking about this is what you are required to do. Then for myself, it makes it easy to just group them that way. I have one here. Okay. Then I take these two here. So you can see we have, it will show you here. It will show you. Maybe let me do the last one, adaptations. Adaptations, okay. And then I take all of them into adaptations. I can also change the colors. Okay. So at this stage, you have merged the codes. You have according to the similarities, according to, yes, because some of them, they are reflecting to the same thing, but you might have used different labels, synonyms. So you just merge them, you just group them according to their similarities and make these groups. So you can see now, moving from 76 codes, we have fewer groups. So it is easy for you to manage these groups. I'll check again if there are. Okay. Yes, Prof. Engelbeck, you can, let me just open your mic. You can see your hand is up.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I just want to find out, your preview in the Code Manager looked very fascinating. How do you manage to change the view? Because under your Code Manager, it shows new comment color, and with me, I don't have that. So how do I change the display to have the same?
You mean like here at the bottom, or when I, maybe for these options?
No, not those. Just under Code Manager, you have that taskbar.
Or like this code.
This one,
diagram,
just up. More up, just under Code Manager, under that Code Manager bar, it says new comment color. Yes, there's
this
bar. Yes.
Okay. It can be the version that we're using. Which version are you using?
Oh,
because we are using 24. So I know in previous ones,
I think this is 22.
Yes. So what you can do, you can, yeah, because it makes it easy. But then these things, they are also, if you can right click, they're also here. All of them. The colors, yeah. But then I think it makes it easy if they are there. So what you can do, you can also upgrade to version 24. But before you upgrade, make sure that you save this project, export it, save it, because sometimes ICT, when they are upgrading, it will lose everything. So it is important to have a backup. Then after you have upgraded, you will then add,
just import it again. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, it is the version. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much for that.
Okay. The brain, Monique.
Thank you so much. I just want to ask, when merging some of the codes, there's a little yellow dot that comes up next to the green block. Are you going to explain what that is, or?
Okay. Where, like,
am I doing it wrong?
Like which one?
No, on my side.
The yellow code, like.
See, they
on
this, stressed.
Like on stress.
If you go down to feelings.
Okay,
next
here.
to stressed, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this little yellow thing, I know that in this yellow thing, in this code, I have made a comment, a note. So this is how it will show you. So if you double click, okay, there should be a comment here. Usually when you have comments here, it will show you. Let me just go into this one. Yeah, you see now. Just a moment. Hello? Monique, is it you?
No, I'm muted.
Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, this little yellow thing, like you see, like you were seeing on stress, this little yellow thing. So if you go to your code, we go to feelings and we go to stressed, we can see this yellow thing. If you click on stress, there are some comments here. So everything, it will tell you that you have matched this one to this one. So every time you see this little yellow dot, it means there are some nodes inside this code. So yeah, this one will tell you because we have measured. So this is just a trace, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But maybe let me take another one. Maybe say you, okay, let me take frustration. Maybe now you remember and feel that you have to make just a bit. If you edit a comment, maybe frustration, you can see that there's nothing here. So if you want to edit a comment, and just say whatever you want to say there, there is this dot now, you see, the yellow dot. So
Yeah.
under each and every this yellow dot, there is the comments that you have made yourself or the system have made for you. In terms of this one, we have meshed it, so it will record it under the comments here. So it's just a trace here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Zelani. Zelani, you can go ahead. I can't hear you on this side. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Tony.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
All right. I just want to know, is there a report that can give me the code manager as it is right now? You know, with all your codes,
Yes.
showing the groundedness density and the code groups.
Yes. So what you can do, because we are on the code manager here, you can go to export.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the report. So there's two formats. This is the Word one. And you can select items that you want in that report, or you can select all, and all it will give. You can just check here the codes, the groups, and you can create it, and it will give you everything.
The
So all the
groundedness and the density features will
yeah.
is
So
there
what
a
I
way
like,
that I
yeah, what I like, the simple one is the Excel one. Because with this Excel one, let's do all the items. You can also click density, groundness. You see these options. So whatever you want, you can tick there and export. Okay, it will open after you save it. So this will be your code. And you can see the color coding are there. The comments that you made will also appear under this code. You see, all the comments will appear. The groundedness, here are the numbers. The density, the code groups. So I prefer the Excel one because, you know, at a glance, you can see everything without struggling, unlike the Word one where you have to go down. Is this what you're asking about? Can it work for you?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I've just one last thing on that.
Mhm.
If you look at adaptations, I gather that's the code group and the codes under all three codes under.
Yes.
Okay. Does it show the subcodes anywhere?
Yeah. Remember the way I was coding, I could see already here they are talking about adaptation. So I just make it as a bigger code and this subcodes under it. But the way some other people are doing it, they might just take better time management skills. And then when they come to this stage, they then group them to adaptations. So it depends how you are coding. But because it was a small project, yeah, like I was saying with feelings, challenges, you can say challenges, make semicolons, and tell the system what kind of challenges it is. And I think it will be easy for you because when you open the challenges, you can already see the type of challenges. So I think as an M&D student, it will really save you time when you are coding at the first level. First level, I mean, at this point when you are saying, okay, this is a challenge, then you need to, not you need to, I recommend that you code it as a challenge, make a semicolon, but then express the kind of challenge it is. Then coming to this stage already, you know that, okay, you have a category of challenges, you know? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, I think let me just push a bit. So yes, that's how you can form these code groups. That's how you can do the color coding. And another thing about this thing is, remember I was saying the importance of, if you check this note, importance of coding. So you will see how patterns are coming to come up. And this is before you write up. This is before you generate the themes. So if, for example, you take a feeling and you just playing around and saying analysis, and you want to see who are talking about feelings, you know, you can go to code document. And here, that is why I was saying in the previous sessions that the way you label your document, it is key. Because at this stage now, if you want to see who's talking about feelings and you go to analysis and show code document, this will help you to see where this code is coming from. It will be a table, but then the easy way for you, especially for those who are starting, you can just go to a Sankey diagram and it will tell you participant 2, 3, and 1. These are the people that are talking about the feelings. And we also, in our case, we had 1, 2, 3. So if you have a bigger project, you'll also see where these codes are coming from, who are talking about this struggle. So you can play around these options analysis. If you go to code document, it will just show you who is talking about the struggles. You see now. And remember, at this stage, you haven't started your presentation of findings and the analysis and so on, but you can already see what is coming up from here. Or you can also make use of this network for those who are visual. So already you can see that, okay, these are the people that are talking about the struggles, but I want to show you something because we have, okay, maybe give me, I know we have 2 minutes left, maybe give me 5 more minutes. I want to show you something. So from here, you can see who's talking, but sometimes you, okay, in terms of developing the relationships, so we all know that keeping up with assessment is part of struggles. So you can drag it here and say this is part of struggle or this is a property of struggle. And that's how you provide these links. The feelings, you can say they are associated with their experiences, maybe from your interpretation. If it's associated with experience, you can click that one, or you can develop your new relationships, and you can see the density here. So already when you see these numbers, you can see that, okay, there is a relationship, something is going up. You can see under the density now we have some numbers. And if you go to struggles again, you can see that there are these relationships that you have developed now, property. If it's contradicting, you can also form your own thing. If you feel that you want to focus on a particular code, you can you can go to network and take the code, okay, develop a new network. And you can bring in some codes here, and you are able to develop, you know, these relationships. So if for example you want to develop these diagrams even before you write up, you can also do that so that you can understand, and you can also do it with your documents. So in the case where you have maybe articles, you can also do that and form this relationship and say, okay, this one is supporting this one is contradicting this one. So that's how you can form this the relationship in the code manager or using the network diagram. So this is how we are doing these code groups. This is how we are forming the relationships within the code. And from here, you can see that it will be easy now to develop the themes, something that we will do next week. And we'll touch on how you can develop the themes out of this. I'll send you the reports with everything that we've done today. Next week, we'll just develop the themes and any visualizations that you want to do. And from there, you will be ready to start your the presentation of findings. You will be also ready to start with your analysis. Because we will have everything in terms of the co-occurrence, the code, as well as the document. So I think for today, this is where we will end